Hey guys, you already know me. It's me, Everest da Silva. We are here today with my guys. You know, want to talk about a very important, topic. Concerning about marriage, and I want to talk much about myself. You already know me. So my name is Everest, and on my right hand is. And here, my nigga, my right man, humble. Yes. So today we're talking about marriage. The topic between the marriages of our forefathers and modern day marriages, which do you think is better? Let's hear from you, our sister.
Okay. Thank you, moderator. First of all, I would like us to know what's marriage, or let me say, the definition of marriage. Okay. So for marriage, it's a union. When we say union talks about oneness. It's a union between two grown-ups. Who have decided to come together as man and wife. So, looking at our common days marriage as it stands today, me as a person, I would choose, or I would prefer modern days marriage. Why I chose modern days marriage is because if you go back to our olden days marriage, you found out that we women, let me not put it as if I am siding women or I am siding women. Women, we mostly do everything. You get? We do everything. Men see us as we are nothing. Then in the olden days, they see women as nothing. The only thing they do is maybe, in fact, the reason why they get married is because they want children. In the olden days, there's nothing like love. We only have respect, which is coming from the woman, but we don't have love that our modern days have. Now, coming to this modern days, you find out that when a man marries a woman, you find love in that union. The man initiates love, and not only initiating that love to that woman alone, the man also initiates that same love to his offspring, which is his children. Now, in our olden days, there's nothing like born pikin, let the pikin grow. They will not even train that child. Some self don't even know their pikin. So you understand? Yes, but our modern days, then go pamper you. See, I love my dad. Olden days, nothing like I love my dad.
So what you are trying to tell us right now, olden days,
yes.
Nothing like love.
Nothing like love.
The men don't really like love their wives.
The men don't love their wife. Their only concern is just give them children.
And you are also saying that the men don't also respect their wives. They are only the wives are the ones respecting the men.
Yes, only the you find out that the woman displeases herself. This is her husband. Meanwhile, the man won't reciprocate it.
Okay.
In the olden days. That is why I prefer the modern days marriage. Because now, even in the marriage itself, guy, if you don't take me the way I take you, the marriage no dey work, they just divorce and go their separate ways. Make peace dey before you just, because of marriage, you lose your mental health. You get?
My brother humble.
You know what? It's a tough one. I myself, I prefer the marriage of our forefathers to what we're seeing today. Marriage was characterized by three key factors, which is respect, responsibility, and most of it all, discipline. Talking about marriage, love, we the real plan of marriage has used its process. That is why we are seeing marriages divorcing here and there, domestic violence. We are not hearing that as of those days. People, for instance, people marry because of they know that this girl is disciplined. For instance, you can be somewhere, your own father will choose a wife for you. Are you hearing me? Because they know that that girl is responsible and she's disciplined and hardworking. And you being the man, you have to be disciplined too, because for me to come to a disciplined man to ask her daughter and her in marriage, seems to me I must be a disciplined. Nowadays, marriage, you can see any guy walk up to a lady. They are doing cohabiting in Port Harcourt City. The both sides do not know left to right, and we are still calling that marriage, where it's marriage to some of us. When we talk about the discipline side of marriage, the discipline side of marriage defines how marriage should go between the both of people. The wife, as of those days, have limits to some things that belongs to the husband. Are you hearing me? It's not everything that the husband owns that the wife will just walk to.
So you're saying that is banned?
There was ban. That is the respect of it. There was ban. Like now, I can't just jump up to my husband thing and collect it just the way they are doing now. We see a woman we see her husband generator take it to the church, say he's donating it for church, for gift or offering. No, it wasn't like that. When it comes to responsibility in the house, the man and the woman shares responsibility. Are you hearing me? I'm coming. I know you will argue with me. But for instance, I come from a fishing society. I went fishing at night. My wife is waiting for me in the morning to return. I can't go to the market and sell the fish. Look at how the responsibility was going. I will go fishing as a man. Coming back, I will give the fish to my wife. My wife now will not share the fish into the fish, only will sell it. Because that was why we have to marry. Because we can't do everything on our own. So we need help. Women were like help to men as of those days. Only we keep this portion. There's nothing like fridge as of then. We smoke this portion. We take this portion to the market. This very portion now, we are saying now, we will use it now, then we keep this one for future use. The husband now is not the CEO. The wife was the manager. They were running the company, like the family, as a company. So even you as a manager, there is a limit. You know what you are doing. Marriage was not, he says yes, it wasn't love. And truly, you can't use love to marry and you get it right. Because love weakens, we love weakening a man. An African man is not supposed to be a weakling. Are you getting me? We stand our ground. I did being I'm a title holder. I hold and I fall. Okay. There are things my wife cannot come close to me. Because she knows that very time, there is something I'm performing, which is of help to everybody, not to her alone. Okay. So she has a limit and a band within that period of time. But now, since everything is love, even at your workplace, you see some people, their wife is coming to their workplace often. Why are you coming there, madam? What is your business? We have given women the permission to take over the original plan of marriage. That's why the society now is suffering. So we cannot have any lasting marriage again with the help of I love you, with the help of leaving everything. Okay, will you imagine, as a young man, I want to get married to somebody. Marriage was cultural oriented. Before I get married, I must understand the core value and culture of my people before going to marry. Are you hearing me? Nowadays, you will see who don't understand where you are coming from. We accept wife and husband, knowing that these two people come from a different background or two. Are you hearing me? These two people come from a different background. My thinking and their thinking is not the same. So as of those days, when they want to marry, they marry who fix into that their cultural value, who understands, okay, if I do this, my husband will be angry. This is against our culture. Most of the women getting married today, they are just getting married because of white wedding. Most of those marriages do not last more than 4 years. Why? The grandmother of what is it called, wedding. Let's go and do wedding. You see, most time now they are into club association. They just want who they have contributed money to reform back the money which they have contributed. Because you can't call a marriage that lasts for 4 years marriage. Is that marriage? You people were just exercising sex pattern and the rest things. It's not. We can't call that marriage.
So in your own words now, you're trying to say that love don't need to be in marriage.
Okay, love is nothing. See, marriage is universal. The only culture that is significant to the whole universe, marriage. Are you getting it? They marry in Dubai, they marry in Europe, Africa, Asia, everywhere.
Every time,
yes, it's similar to everything. So that's why you wife to love, not love to wife.
Okay.
So love doesn't exist when it comes to marriage. You go for who know your values. Your core value as a man who understands you, who fixing the part of marriage. It's like a football formation. It's like a coach will come to a new team and bought a player that suits his own pattern of football. Not because he loves this football, I will just bring it because of the love. You must have who suits to that your pattern of marriage. Who know your cultural value, who knows, who respects, who have discipline. Because one thing about this thing is that we are just doing it, let it be that we are getting married. Because I'm not seeing anything married.
Some people are just getting married because of marriage.
Yeah.
Getting married.
So,
and all this family pressure.
I want to ask you something very crucial. You prefer these days marriage based on the fact that our forefathers were not respecting our mothers and the marriage was working well, or you prefer we being in love with each other at the end of 4 years we go our separate ways all in the name of marriage? Which one do you prefer?
Mr. Stamp, telling you that I prefer the this marriage, and I have my reasons.
Okay.
And my reason still stands with that law. You cannot tell me that marriage have nothing to do with love. Now, when they define marriage, I am still going with the definition of marriage.
It's a union
It's a union.
between
And
a man and a woman
It's a union
with the recognitions of both parents legitimately. That is marriage. So if I'm coming to marry,
So when you say union, what are you trying to tell the audience? Union. When you say union, what is the meaning?
Joining.
In oneness.
Yes,
So what's
joining.
oneness?
Okay, we can't be one if we don't love each other.
Okay, thank God you mentioned love.
I'm asking you that we can't marry if we don't love
each other, right?
Mhm.
So you shouldn't say that marriage have nothing to do with love, because love should be the number one key to marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it should be. It's not that I am not trying to tell you that you should, as a man, you should love and love to be with you. Yes. You don't love and love to, maybe the woman will start controlling.
You make a point that one of this person needs to be a fool, like to play like a fool.
The both needs to play like a fool.
Okay, the boss.
Yes, for you to last long in that marriage, you need to always look away from some certain nonsense.
Do you know?
Yes.
We don't marry because of love. Are you hearing me? Love will fail one day. Yes. Love will definitely fail. If those days, let me put it clear. If those days our forefathers were married because of love, are you hearing me? They wouldn't have lasted long in marriage. Yes. What I'm trying to say is, before a lady and a man meet each other as of then, most of them did not have all this sexual relationship. They didn't know who is a man and who is a man. In those days, people were married based on you have respect. This girl has respect. My mom can call me if it was those days, because really we are up to the age of marriage, irrespective of anything. We are just deceiving ourselves, because if we were in those days, most of us now by now we're supposed to have like 2, 3 children. Yes, because
Sorry, sir. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you know that in the olden days, marriage of our forefathers or our fathers, you mentioned domestic violence, right? You find domestic violence there.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's
Yeah. You know what? Then when they beat their wife. They beat their wives. They treat their wives as slaves. You find out that after the beating, the woman will not mention it to anybody. She will keep it to herself.
Keep enduring.
She will keep it till the day she dies. You find out that then women die before their husband. Yes. Because they beat you. If eventually you die, they will marry another person. And they are much polygamy.
Yes.
If you do nonsense, they don't marry another woman.
Yeah, they don't value women.
They don't value women, they see us as slaves. So, in this modern day marriage, if the man do anyhow, guy after fight divorce. Because I can no longer tolerate your nonsense. I can no longer tolerate mine. Let's just go. Instead of me to die or lose my own mental health.
Well, like that time now, most
Yes.
women are not like educated.
They are not educated. They beat their wife mercilessly. They beat you, and you cannot open your mouth to tell your parents. And then you mentioned, hello, I have a girl in the village. She's hardworking. So what if the girl doesn't like the man for the marriage? You get? In our olden days, you found out that most families, they come together to say, okay, since we are friends, since we are families, let my son marry your daughter. So what if the daughter refuse to marry that son? Father, they start forcing the girl. You don't have your franchise as a woman. You don't have your freedom to say no. I don't want this man. You don't have a choice. Then, okay, now.
My question is.
We have choice. I'm still talking. Now we have choice to anything, even inside the marriage.
Women are getting, positioned in different.
Women are dominating.
We are not dominating. It's just that men, people feel if a woman talks, then she's on top of their head. No, you respect everybody's feeling. You get? If I am your wife, I will respect your feelings. If I know that you also mentioned something that if a woman wants to take her husband's seat, she will even in the modern marriage, we still have it.
No.
We still have it. If I want money from my husband, you ever see him in a romantic way? You get? In our room, I will touch my husband. Babe, please, I want to get this stuff. Please, can you get it? Please, get it. But then, even if the man said no, will even give you. Men don't have time for their wives. They don't have time. Now, you mentioned respect. The woman respecting her husband. Discipline. And responsibility. I will take them. Take these values now to modern days marriage. Marriage will go through.
So you are trying to say that
there are some features in the olden days.
Yes, there are some features in the olden days, but the suffering then was much,
okay.
And it was all on the women.
Let's capitalize on one thing. The features of those olden days marriage was the real foundations of marriage. Because marriage is not man's will, it was God's will for a man to marry. Since we introduced love, socializations began to take over us. We introduced love into marriage. That is where we started having issues with marriage. Are you hearing me? I want to marry because of my feelings. I have feelings for this person. I really want to have her as my wife. Are you hearing me? Because of some futures of a woman, maybe you understand, and the backside. Because
that one is.
Let me. Seeing nowadays mothers on TikTok with open breasts and half nakedness dancing. If I'm your husband, how would I feel? Okay, that is for the women. Because the thing is both sided. It's not only for the men, because she's just talking as if it's only the men that was at fault at those days. I want to introduce to him that even these days, the both sides is at fault, the man and the woman. A generation that a man is asking a woman, what can you bring to the table? Cannot find out. What is there is interest. Because you don't expect a woman to bring anything to the table. You give her something and go, and when you come back, you see something on the table. That was marriage. That was marriage. So this thing now is not only the women aspect. It is both sides. Men are doing it.
You're trying to say in those days, now, everybody.
In those days, your father has a responsibility. The man knows that I'm the one to provide food for my children. He can go hunting, he can go fishing, he can go farming, anything.
And you already know that.
Yeah, that is his responsibility. And when he knows that this is my responsibility, he takes responsibility. Going to the bush, looking for animal, bring it home, he will give it to the wife. On it, prepare. A man is not expecting a woman in those days to go and hustle and bring something for him. But nowadays, if you want to marry now, you will check the future. Is she a working class lady? That is the first thing. You that is looking for a wife to marry.
And very good.
No, it's not good, man. Let me tell you, you cannot put your eyes on a woman's money. The laziness of a man has made us feel that. Are you hearing me? Woman must have something to bring on the table before we can get married to them. It's not your roommate, it's your wife. Sharing responsibility simply means both of you are roommates, and that means the both of you will not have respect for each other. Because she's bringing and you're bringing. But those days, our fathers went outside. They hustle for their, you can remember this thing vividly. They hustle very well for their family to feed.
I think better answer.
Okay.
Do you prefer?
I prefer those days marriages than these current marriages we are in.
Okay, you prefer those days marriages?
Yes.
Where a man, where the husband will force his wife to sex. A man forces his wife, even when she says no, even when she is sick, she doesn't have a no. All he wants is yes. You prefer the marriage? You prefer those days marriage, olden days marriage, when the husband would tell his wife to stay at home and not to work, not to hustle, not to support you as a man. See, a woman was made for a man to help, to be his backbone. When she's helping you, you don't make it feel as if it's a responsibility to her.
Or it's your right.
You appreciate her. Then she will do more. But then they'll tell their wife, don't go to school. A woman can even go to school. They will come back and tell their wife, don't work. Stay at home. Then tomorrow, what if you die? Woman, you in that time to suffer.
When the woman is schooling, along the line, she get married.
She will drop out. You prefer the marriage? It's not. In fact, there is nothing compared to this modern day marriage where you have your franchise,
Your freedom.
freedom.
That is what
Open
is killing
doors.
the marriage. Everybody wants freedom. Marriage is not built on freedom. There are limits to a married man and there is limit to a married woman.
Do you know that?
Irrespective of bully. Are you hearing me?
Okay.
That the men, as of then, abuses their wife. I do not see anything wrong. I accept the fact that yes, the men abuses their wife based on the fact that they feel that they are lord over their family. But come to think of it, those men were doing those things for protective reasons.
Well,
Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing
Those
you.
men were doing some of those things for protective reasons because, you know, one of the reason of marriage, is for protection. It's for strong bond between the families.
Question is there.
Affection is there. Are you hearing me? We observe closely now that if you get married, I'm not disputing the fact that what he's saying is wrong. I believe it. But what I'm trying to let everyone know is this. Marriage, if we can introduce this modern days marriage in alliance with those three key factors which I've stated, the marriage will work perfectly.
Is it not the same thing I said?
We can introduce these three factors in marriage, modernize it. As Africans, know your limit. I can't marry and I see my wife on Instagram, I come back shaking bonbon and waist. That's my personal property. It shouldn't have been disclosed to any other people apart from me. Are you trying to as of those days, our mother can never even, you can tie a wrapper to us.
Because there is no social media.
That wasn't social media aspect. For the fact, okay,
social media.
let me
Your wife
let me
and
be
you
honest.
to Instagram and see her shake because there was no social media.
Okay, there are some real responsible women nowadays, even up till now, they are rich, have everything. They didn't behave like the way mothers now. You are pregnant, you wear something short, you go to a photo shoot, you shoot a picture with must you, if you don't do such things, will you die? So there are some limits to all these things. We should try. What we are here for is we are to try to.
I got it. What are those three things you mentioned that we need to like?
Okay.
What
What
is
the
more
three
than
things we need to introduce to this marriage is discipline. The human must know everything about marriage. Discipline, same to the converse. All these things apply to the person. You get. It's not only woman should be disciplined.
This is what you are suggesting.
This is my suggestion. It's not only that woman should be disciplined, men will be behaving in respect. Please, to whom much is given, excess is even expected. If I respect you as my wife, I deserve much more from you. And let us know our responsibilities as women. Because nowadays, some women say they don't want to give birth.
They don't want to cook.
They don't want to give, they don't want to breastfeed the child that they are this thing with for. Know your responsibility as a woman when you are going into marriage. If we can introduce these three things into this modern marriage,
What about
marriage will work.
what about the boundary?
The boundary that I say earlier, yes, it's good to set boundaries. Even as your husband, you cannot just go searching your husband's. You have to you have to set boundaries of
Well,
some
you
things.
know, we both now call it oneness, right?
Yeah.
That oneness is not like I can share your thing, I can share my thing, right?
See,
Yeah.
in marriage, you are not supposed to make use of that spirit boundary. Yes. You are not supposed. The wife is you and your wife. You get me? You are your wife and your wife is you. You cannot marry a woman and tell her not to touch your phone. Okay, you as a man, if I am your wife and I tell you not to touch my phone, how do you feel? If you tell your wife that she shouldn't touch your phone, that means there is cockroach in the cupboard.
But as an African man, there must be cockroach in common.
You have to leave the phone.
No,
She
as
has
an
to
African,
know
let's be
that-
realistic. As an African man, there must be cockroach in the cupboard because this our phone is like onions. Normally, I may not have any intentions, but I was just passing. I saw a young girl. I just, hello, fine girl, how you doing? We exchange contact. It's normal. Don't act as if we are in another world. I'm protecting my marriage.
It is normal you're protecting your marriage.
I'm protecting
but
my
those
marriage.
things, since you know you are a married man, are you supposed to keep them in your phone?
Where am I supposed to keep it? Because that is boundary.
You're supposed to delete them. You don't. If you say you love your wife, you share that respect.
Yes.
You're reciprocating the respect
Yes.
that she gives to you. You're supposed to delete those things from the phone. Don't allow her to see it.
Madam,
So you don't want your woman not to
So
have
you don't
access to
set
your-
boundaries.
you will not have access to it.
Just because of this
Yeah,
time.
that is the boundary I'm telling you that our forefathers keep and their marriage was successful. It's lasting. Because what we are talking about now is lasting marriage. You understand? Because you can't call a marriage that did not last more than 4 years a successful one. Most of our forefathers, they buried their wife beside them. But our generation now, we will find it very difficult in the next 10 years to see someone that they will bury beside us as our wife. Because we are gradually moving into the sector of people wants to marry for 4 years, and after 4 years, they have tested marriage. They left, and everything will end that way. So what I'm trying to tell you now, I will not allow my wife to be going through for protective reasons. I can have a sweet colleague in the office. He can decide to call me honey. We not that we have anything in common. Women, they are used to this thing. Who is this honey?
So you learn to delete.
No.
But
It can be mistake.
You
Yeah,
learn to
it can be
delete.
mistake.
You don't
But
set
as a,
boundaries.
see, you as a woman, you know it's a mistake. Sometimes most of them know, but they are just doing it purposely for us as the man to feel guilty. Because they are this type that always make man to look guilty. They want us to be telling them, I'm sorry. But with a normal African girl, you don't need to go through your husband's
That
phone.
is what I'm trying to tell you, that you don't need to set the boundary. The lady herself know that she is not supposed to go through her husband.
Okay, that is
So
boundary.
you opening your mouth to tell your wife that she shouldn't touch your phone. It's not that.
Well,
So,
both
how will I
of you,
do?
look, both of you have a lot to say. We all started like trying to explain, trying to give our own points or more. Time no day. Understand? For the viewers, so that they will also have time to set their own data and also have their own opinion to contribute in comment section. I get me. So we're going to move on to the question. Yes. So thank you, Beta. Thank you, Mr. Humble.